Hi, today's episode of Cook Like a Caveman is not endorsed for those who have kosher or halal diets. With that being said, it's Cook Like a Caveman. Hi, I'm Larry. How you doing today? I'm doing awesome. So, part of what I think we should do when we get back in the kitchen is we should look at recipes and we shouldn't be afraid to play with them, to do something a little bit different. And that's what we're doing today. And my lovely fridge. What we're going to do is, I like making Osso-bucco, but veal shank is very expensive, especially considering it's shank. And it's maybe unnecessarily expensive, but you only get 2 good ones per animal. So I like doing it different. I've done it with beef shank. I'll do that on a future episode, but today I'm doing it with pork. I got 2 pork hocks here that I've cut in half and tied. You can see me tying that on another episode. I'll try to put it in the show notes. And I guess we should just begin. And we're doing the Osso-bucco of pork. And I'm doing roasted potatoes. I've cut these fairly, maybe 1-inch cubes. And I've left the skin on. And what I'm going to do, I've got a couple more things to do. I'm going to crush a couple cloves of garlic and throw them in like that. And they're going to be roasted potatoes. And they're going to be yummy and delicious. And I was taught how to make garlic and honey garlic sausage using powder, which is probably what everyone does. And then one of my cousins asked me to make some, but he asked me to use pure garlic. So what I just did there, you didn't see it. In the pot that I'm doing the pork in, is I just threw a rough cut onion in some almost burning butter. And that's going to get the Osso-bucco going. The water in the for the potatoes has just started to boil, so I'm going to throw the potatoes in. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. And my trusty assistant is here. You've met him before. You know him. You love him. Say hi to Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, how you doing? So I'll be right back. I gotta get him out of the way. So we've got a dinner of Osso-bucco of pork. If I can find a different name, I'll call it something else, and I'll put that in the show notes as well as the tying the knots. So onions are sweating really nice right now, and what I'm also doing for dinner is I've got some asparagus going on. I've taken the woody part off right here, and I've cut what's left in half. What I recommend you do is if you have your own house, townhouse, or an area where you can garden, do not throw this in the organics recycling. Make your own compost pit, start growing your own food. Tomatoes, peppers, whatever you like, do it. You'll be happier when you do. So the onions are going, the asparagus is on reserve, the potatoes are going to boil. Now let's season the pork. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Do something a little bit different. Something not really. I love vanilla with chicken. I don't know if I want to try that with pork today, but maybe a hair of nutmeg, tiny bit of nutmeg. Let's try that. See how the flavor. Maybe not. What do you think? Comment below. What do you think? Nutmeg. Chinese fried spice. I'm out of cumin. Oh, no, medium curry powder. I'm out of cumin, and that really sucks. Maybe a touch of chili pepper. Chili powder, that's what we'll do. So, just a wee bit here. Start with the chili powder, black pepper, just a little bit. Remember, when I do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a sauce with it. Now, traditional Osso-bucco that you get in the fine dining restaurants, it's cooked with wine. It's got 1,000 different ingredients, and you don't have to do that. You can cook it whatever way you want, and like I am right now, because you're a caveman. And a touch of sea salt. Sea salt! You do that. Yada, yada, yada. A little bit down there. Show you what I'm doing. Now, flip them over. Now, these are pork hocks. They are from the front. And it's funny when you say pork hocks because you don't know what you're quite what you're saying. And you may get that joke later. And there we go. Clean off the rest. Garlic powder. And what I'm going to do, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 minutes aside. I will just push the onions out of the way a bit. And there we go, nicely seasoned. Ready to go. And then let's put it in the pot. So I'll move you over a bit and see how everything's going. Go like that. There it is. Now, I had a little bit of butter in here, and I'm afraid that it discolored a little, but you know what? That's life, right? You break a few eggs, make an omelet. So says the Joker, and I gotta sneeze. Big side in, crank the heat up a little. So we'll go 5 minutes, and then I'll add all the stuff for my braise. Traditionally, it's made with wine. I'm going to go with beer. I'm going to go with a beer that I have in the fridge, because that's what I got today. And then I'm going to add some of that pork stock that I made that I've told you about. I haven't done a video for it yet, but I've done one for chicken broth, and the process isn't much different. Look at my page, my Facebook page, and give her a shot. So what I'll do is I'll go on pause for now, and when you see me back, we'll be getting ready to put our liquids in. We'll see in a bit. And we're back for a minute anyway. So the potatoes have done boiling, and what I've done is I have added some, can you see them? Right in front of you, but you can't see them. There you go. I've added some Italian seasoning, basil, stuff like that, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and of course chili powder, because that seems to be a theme for me today. A couple drops of balsamic vinegar. I'm out of olive oil, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some butter. Just substituting. We're cavemen. Remember? And that oil too. Because I'll mix it all up. There we go. And now I've heated the oven to 350. I'm going to throw them in there. That'll take about half an hour. The pork is pretty much ready to go. So into the oven we go. Raise it up the rack. Okay, so there we go. They're in the oven. They're going to do their thing and they're all nice. And I told you I have a beer I'm going to use right here. It's a Canadian beer. The only independent brewery left in Canada. I'll let you figure out who that is. So, and it goes like that. I'll just give it a second. Like that. I'll reduce the heat. Okay, this should probably take the better part of an hour. So, if you're not like me, you'll plan ahead when you do this. If you are like me, it's all going to be last minute. You got a hungry kid and a hungry wife, and you know everything goes all crazy. And then what I'm also going to add is I'm going to add some of that pork. Well, it's very gelatinized, so it's probably pork liquor rather than pork broth, pork stock. And it is going to bring a ton of flavor to the party. You've seen it before in other videos, so I'm going to show it to you again. A little bit of fat residue in there. That's going to bring lots of flavor here. So, bring like 6 good drops. And then what I think I'll do is 3, 4, and 5. What I think I'll do is, when it's almost done, what I'll do is I'll take the pork out. What I'll do is I'll make a roux and I'll put it in there and I'll make like a nice thick gravy. It's going to be really, really delicious. We'll see you in a few minutes. And so we're back. Last time for this video, I promise. So what I've got, I got these roasted potatoes that turned out really, really good. I really like how they turned out. Don't they look awesome? I got my pork shanks for Osso-bucco here. Going to throw on some of the asparagus for me, like so. I can't forget. Look at this. Look at how awesome this gravy is. Look at that. Is that not the perfect gravy? Have some other potatoes. There's onions in this too. I don't know if I mentioned that. And there we go. So what I did, about an hour and a half, I took a high-priced menu item in a restaurant, in New York City, Italian restaurant, and I did this for less than 20 bucks. And I hope you are inspired to get back in the kitchen, be inventive with the recipes you know, try some new ones and be inventive with them as well. This is Larry. I'm the cooking caveman, and if a caveman can do this, so can you. We'll see you later.